Okay, folks, we are live here with our second segment of Quantum Leap, and I'm just making sure it's coming through. Are you guys seeing it?
Hmm.
Okay. Um, and today we're talking marketing. We had a segment on graphic design, which is marketing. We're gonna do a little bit of Michelle does her focus is marketing, but she does some other stuff too to really bring out kind of a number of really success in business, which we'll talk about. But first, I wanted to welcome my co-host Corey now back to the second segment here. And Corey, if you don't mind introducing yourself, it sounded like you were working on something right there. But
Sorry, no, I just
yeah,
had somebody like, "Ugh." Hey, I am Cory and I am the partners coach, and I help business partners have a great relationship in their business. So, and also, helping to run that firm as great partners. And how long have I known Michelle? It's been a little while off and on, right? I don't know exactly when we met, but
A couple years
moving,
ago.
yeah, a few years ago, moving through the BNI regions and so on, and now she has come to join our BNI chapter, which is great. And look forward to hearing what she has to say today about.
yeah, and I didn't. Um, I think I've read a piece of her bio before, but she does run a magnetic marketing collective, which a lot of folks in our networks have raved about, and just to really dive into different marketing topics. And she really comes from a career full of marketing, actually in the corporate sector, but taking that to solopreneurs now. But I'm going to let her say a little bit about your story or your story, Michelle, and we do want to talk a bit more about your hypnotherapy services and background on this segment because we haven't talked about that. Yeah.
Great. Well, thank you so much to having me back on Quantum Leap. I'm happy to be here today. My name is Michelle Walters, and yes, I am part of ARC BNI, which I'm very happy to be in that group. I joined last year as the marketing consultant, and then I'm now in the process of switching my seat to another one of my passions, which is the hypnotherapist role. I see these two fields as completely connected, even though others don't necessarily, because they all stem from my passion about understanding how people think. I just love getting into why people think what they think and how they think, and how I can help them to maybe stop thinking something that's unproductive or start something that would be better for their lives or elevating their thinking into a new category, a new realm where they're able to conquer new and different challenges. I like to say that I help people, whether it's in hypnosis or in marketing, with their mindset, their momentum, and their message.
Great. And I know the work that I've done too around business, so much of the breakthroughs has been due to really what comes down to hypnotherapy or different connected fields and versions of it. So that's why we really wanted to dive in a little bit deeper. And I thought the best way to explore this was to actually do a little demo of kind of what you do. Or I know there's a number of different things you could do, but well, I'll turn it over to
Well, I
you.
thought what
Yeah.
might be nice for your listeners is a short business success visualization. I thought we could do something like that today. So I should say first that almost everyone is hypnotizable. Not everyone is, but almost everyone is. Hypnosis is not something that can hurt you. It only works if you go along with it. If you are not interested in it, if you don't listen to it, if you don't want to participate, guess what? No results. Won't do anything to you. It can only build upon your own beliefs. So you want to tap into where you believe things and build on your strengths in order to, like I said, stop something, start something, or elevate something. So, with that in mind, and knowing this is a podcast largely for business people, I thought we could take just a couple of minutes to do a little business success
Don't worry about
recording.
that. Sorry.
Okay.
I don't know where that came from, but we'll figure it
Okay.
out.
I'll just keep going.
Yeah.
And so, what I'd like everybody to do now is to take a moment, just take a moment to be quiet and to access your inner self. You might want to take off your glasses or close your eyes. And I want you to concentrate on observing your breathing, allowing yourself to notice how you can alter the pace of your breathing and how you can take some nice, long, slow, deep breaths that help you welcome in the space of going into your inner self. And we all have this ability. It is purely a matter of turning it on. And know that if you have any distractions, you can just send them away temporarily and do the best you can to come back to listening to the sound of my voice. Allowing yourself to go quieter and quieter, deeper and deeper. And then imagining yourself standing on a short flight of stairs, seeing yourself descend the stairs one at a time as I count down, going deeper and deeper with each downward count. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're now at a deeper, quieter, more peaceful level of relaxation. And it's the beginning of a new year, 2026. And this is a perfect time to visualize places you want to take your business this year. Very likely you have spent some time reflecting upon your successes, your wins of last year, and putting plans in place, your intentions and upcoming actions that will take you where you want to go this year. And so I want you now to bring one of those projects to mind, just one. Something that you expect to be working on in the next 3 to 6 months. And I want you now to imagine seeing yourself with that intention or goal achieved. Seeing yourself having made more calls, conquered a new speaking engagement, added new customers or prospects to your roles, whatever your goal might be. And as you imagine this result, you are connecting to the feeling of having accomplished your result. This feeling is fuel. It is the power that will take you from where you are to where you will be. You can access it anytime you choose by taking yourself into this quiet visualization, this focused way of thinking, connecting, and believing. You have the ability to turn this on or tune this up any time of the day or even in your dreams at night. By leaning into your core strengths, your partners, your resources, you will make your goals come true. And now this visualization is ending. When I reach the number 3, you'll open your eyes, feeling a wide awake back in this time and space, being clear about your goal accomplishment. 1, 2, Three. That's just a very, very small tidbit of the kind of work that I love doing with my clients.
Yeah, very good. And I just thought of a nice metaphor. I mean, for I think I'm a big believer in that a lot of us kind of have a certain programming or a lot of artificial barriers. So when you can really connect with actually kind of your true self or your true worth and kind of abilities, you can kind of clear out a lot of that. And I think, Michelle, what you do can be really a big benefit. It takes somebody to show you how to do that. So, um, I know there's different ways of explaining that, but I love that exercise too. Very well done. Um, I would just say, um, I don't know, Corey, if you have any comments on that exercise too. I know Corey is a big believer in a lot of these tools as well. Feel free. Otherwise, I wanted to kind of switch to a related subject just to make sure we draw in her many talents here in our discussion.
Visualization techniques are always good. I mean, it's a practice I do pretty much daily with some other work that I'm doing. But yeah, it's a lot of times people don't take the time to look at the future that they want, and it's a good thing to do. And but it also can take out a lot of anxiety and fear and who knows what else. So yeah, what was the next thing, David?
I was just going to ask her about her how she helps folks with their marketing. And you can also talk about your business success, and you got into some of that earlier, Michelle. But what's it kind of like to work with you in terms of, do you offer an initial consult, or what can people expect? Say they want to, queue up some new goals for their business success, or maybe around marketing in 2026. How can you help them with that?
So, on the marketing side of things, I've refined what I was doing a little bit, and I now really support people in two ways. I support people with one-to-one coaching, where we meet and we talk about what is the marketing challenge, problem, thing that needs to be accomplished. And I help people work through using a coaching framework to pull out great ideas about what they want to do and how they want to do them, and how to help them set up the resources and the accountability practices to get things in place to actually make the changes that they want to make. We're very action focused around here. And the other way that I support clients and a number of people from our chapter and beyond is with a little marketing group. A marketing group that I run called the Magnetic Marketing Collective. We meet the first 3 Mondays of the month. 2 weeks are about content, 1 week is about homework and getting things done, where I am teaching people valuable things that most people don't know that I know because I did marketing professionally for over 25 years, about how to talk about things on your website, how to measure your response, how to set up an event in Eventbrite, how to do a better job sending your emails, all kinds of topics that solopreneurs need coaching and guidance on. I take a lot of the content requests from my group so that I can be highly responsive to the people in the group. And people subscribe and come as much as they can. They can also get the content on Zoom or by recording if they're unable to make a meeting. It's been a lot of fun for me to teach in this way. I really haven't been a teacher quite like that, but teacher, at least in the marketing category. I do have classes I teach about hypnosis, but it's been a lot of fun to support people in these two ways for marketing.
Yeah, great. Fascinating stuff. I did want to just turn it over to Corey for a few questions.
Well, one of the questions I always like to ask, is it's always been my thing with the whole starts with why when marketing yourself or your business is so what is your why?
I am passionate about how people think. I just can't stop thinking about how people think. I love studying cognitive biases. I love listening to podcasts like Hidden Brain. I love reading books about what makes people tick. And I love to see how I can use all of that learning and blend it with what's going on with somebody to really be able to get to the bottom of what they're trying to achieve. It often happens in hypnotherapy, and it happens in business too, but I will say it happens a lot in hypnotherapy that someone comes to me for one thing, and then we start talking, and I realize that actually there's really a lot more here or something else we need to solve. So I do help people quit smoking, and I recently had a new client who was curious about working in smoking, and after speaking with her and getting more to the bottom of the what's behind this is really the she has some personal health problems that are going to be resolved by quitting smoking. And without improved emotional regulation and control over her habits and behaviors and practices, quitting smoking is probably kind of a far reach.
Right.
So in this case, I'll be working with this client to first start on improving her emotional regulation skills and then moving into the habitual change practices that we need to do to make her a quit smoker. So
Yeah.
it's is very different work than building beautiful websites for Schwab or emails for Google. But it's very rewarding to be able to recognize the help that I can provide individuals.
Great.
Yeah, that's great. I find that
David, you went mute.
Maybe
you
you should
guys can
ask me
go
another
ahead.
question,
There he is.
Corey.
Yeah.
I would
Test,
have in a moment,
test.
but what were you saying, David?
Oh, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
I'm back. Okay. I was just going to say that's part of being a great coach and part of being a great marketer. I see that with Cory too, is where what people come to you for initially, it ends up to be something different, so or more, you're kind of peeling back the onion and the layers. So I thought that was very interesting.
Yes, it's true. And it happens in marketing too. Somebody will come to me and say, "Oh, I think the problem is my website." And I'll look at the website and we'll recognize that no, the problem is the traffic. No, why worry about your website if no one's going there? We have to get people there. And then, of course, you need quality content on that page too. But it's kind of a matter of making sure that I'm working with people to help them, in a sensitive and thoughtful way, recognize where are their challenges, where are their opportunities, and how do we go from where we are to one level, two level, 10 levels up.
Thanks.
Yeah, we'll put.
Yeah, yeah, it's all kind of related to our mindsets work and getting the results that you want. You can't repeat the same patterns over and over,
And yet
which,
we tend to, right?
oh, well,
We,
yeah,
we tend
because
to without some interference, whether it be a partner's coach or some new videography material, uh, it's very easy to be repeating patterns. And I think we're all here in business to try and help people to get out of the repeat and
right.
into a new zone of success and happiness. I was reminded last week, we tend to think that success brings happiness, but it is in fact proven to be the other way around. Happiness will bring success. And so figuring out how can you focus your intention on gratitude and the good things is only going to lead to more and more improvement.
That's
That
true.
reminds me of something I was just listening to about from Neville Goddard, and I was going to say, I think that, we all share that about our interest in how people think, Cory, as well. So, um, I'll, I just started studying that guy, but it's when you get your mindset right, a lot of other things start to shift. Yeah.
That's true.
Cory, sorry to interrupt you there.
No worries. So then who makes an ideal client for you, Michelle?
My ideal clients are people who are stuck and they have a positive attitude towards making the change. They are ready to do some work maybe cry some tears, maybe do a little journaling or a little contrast thinking of what they've been thinking in the past to what they need to be thinking in the future. And I would say that most of them are there. There's more women than men, although my practice is probably, I don't know, 60-40, something like that. Most of my clients are middle 40 to 65-year-old women, although I do serve clients as young as 17, and I think my oldest client has been in their 80s. And like I said, they're feeling stuck. They're feeling stuck maybe in their business. Maybe they're stuck feeling they need to go back to work and they don't know how to do that, given the emotional context of what's been going on. They're stuck in that they have some weird phobia. I have a client who wasn't afraid of airplanes, loved to travel, and then came up with a fear of airplanes. Getting her back on an airplane is going to open up a whole other part of her life that she wants to reopen. So it's a range of different people, but I would say overall they're people who are positive and believe there is a change to be made. I will tell you that if you do not think you can solve your problem, it's going to be pretty much impossible to solve your problem.
Sure. Great. I
Yeah,
have.
well, we can wrap up here in a minute. I was going to say, Michelle, you would be great on a podcast too, because you know a lot about a lot of different things that, for example, you could do like kind of the Ivan Meisner podcast where you do like 8-minute interviews. I know it's something else to add, but given all those tidbits that you share on that magnetic collective, I think if a lot of people heard more about that, it would really,
Well, I'm happy I made it a big goal at the end of 2025 to be on podcasts, and I've been on 20
Oh,
in the
beautiful.
last about 4 to 6 months. So
Yeah.
I'm stepping away from pushing other podcasts right now. I do have my own podcast. My podcast is called Mind Power Meets Mystic. It's a collab between me, I'm the hypnotherapist, the Mind Power, and my friend Cynthia Varkevisser. She is our show Mystic. And we talk about all kinds of crazy things. We talk about synchronicities and quality coaching and how to change the energy of your house and what can mindset and the science of hypnosis be about. And so, for any of your listeners who love podcasts, because people who love podcasts might be here today, have a look for Mind Power Meets Mystic.
Yeah, well, is that can we link to that through your website or how can people find it?
Yes, you can find it through my website. It's on michellewalters.net/podcast, I believe. And you can also search for it, Mind Power Meets Mystic, in any podcast app. We're on Spotify, we're on Apple, we're on all the things.
Okay, great. Well, we'll definitely have you back and for all things marketing, NLP, get in touch with Michelle if you're in the East Bay and see how she can help you really step up your marketing in 2026 here. So, Corey, thanks a lot, and Michelle, we'll see you soon.
Thank
Bye,
you.
everyone.